Yes, sir. Yep. So yesterday, actually, when we were talking something in the mid, the power has gone. What was that we are talking? I was contemplating. Yesterday, we were wondering at a lot of work is to be completed today, for God's sake. Now, no time to dilly darling. Did we talk about Ostwald process yesterday? Hello?
No, sir.
Hello, sir?
Sir,
Did we talk about Ostwald process? Hello?
Yes,
sir, Ostwald process is a method to prepare nitric acid. Starting material is ammonia, it is oxidized in platinum catalyst. You get NO. NO is further oxidized to give NO2. NO2 dissolved in water to give nitric acid and NO gas. NO gas is recycled. 68% concentrated nitric acid we can make. That is making a azeotropic mixture with water. It is difficult to separate further, but using concentrated sulfuric acid and azeotropic distillation methods, you can get up to 98% pure nitric acid. But in laboratory, mostly we use only 68% concentrated nitric acid. And the nitric acid contains NO3, which is planar in configuration, one of the oxygen linked to hydrogen. The bond parameters are like ONO is 130 degrees and the NO bonds are shorter, whereas NO linked to hydrogen bond is much longer. Notice that nitric acid is a very standard acid. It is a very good oxidizing agent, though it is a powerful acid, it can't dissolve aluminum, chromium, etc. because these metals tend to become passive. Chromium and aluminum, they make a protective oxide layer around them and they become unreactive with nitric acid. However, diluted nitric acid can react with aluminum. I think I gave that reaction. You should understand that concentrated nitric acid and diluted nitric acid react differently with the same metals. For example, copper reacts with the diluted acid to give No, whereas copper reacts with the concentrated acid to give NO2. In both the cases, copper nitrate and water are common. Similarly, zinc reacts with the diluted nitric acid to give a laughing gas. Zinc laughs with the diluted nitric acid, N2O. Zinc will say not NO2 with concentrated nitric acid. In both the cases, zinc nitrate and water are common. So you should remember, copper says no with the diluted acid, not with concentrated acid. Zinc laughs with the diluted acid. Zinc says not with concentrated nitric acid. Chromium, aluminum would not react. The nitric acid concentrated can oxidize many non-metals like iodine, like carbon, like sulfur, like phosphorus into their weak acids. Along with that, it will give NO2. The nitrate ions can be identified by Brown ring test. Did I tell you what is Brown ring test yesterday, sir? Hello? Hello?
I didn't tell, sir.
Sir, Brown ring test is a standard test you do in the laboratory. In the examination, if they are going to conduct a practical examination, mostly they ask you to do Brown ring test as a confirmation test for nitrate ion. What is this test? Take a concentrate, take given salt solution which contain nitrate ions. To that, add freshly prepared ferrous sulfate. Sir, I am saying freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution. Why? If you prepare ferrous sulfate aqua solution and put it in the laboratory for a day, ferrous will be oxidized to ferric by air. You don't want ferric ions, you want ferrous ions. How to identify ferrous and ferric? Ferrous has a light sky blue color, crystals. Ferric is yellow-brown color. You should take whatever that is, blue color crystals, ferrous sulfate. Dissolve in water, add to your nitrate salt. The nitrate salt, where nitrogen is +5, will gain electrons from ferrous. Ferrous will lose electrons to become ferric, and nitric acid will become NO. In the first step, whenever I am adding freshly prepared ferrous sulfate solution in acidic medium to nitric acid, nitrate salts, nitrate ion will become NO. This NO ion would combine with your ferrous ions further to give a complex FeH2O taken 5 times NO. Sir, in this complex, FeH2O taken 5 times NO, the name is pentayaqua. Penta means 5, aqua means water, pentayaqua. Nitroso NO, nitrosonium NO plus. Pentayaqua, nitrosonium, iron 1 sulfate, if you have sulfate ions. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a brown color complex that makes a ring in the position where two liquids join. There are 3 IIT main questions on this. What is the standard test for nitrate ion? Standard test is called brown ring test. How to do brown ring test? To the salt solution of nitrate ion, add freshly prepared ferrous sulfate. Keeping the test tube slant, add concentrated sulfuric acid drop by drop. When you add concentrated sulfuric acid drop by drop, where 2 solutions meet, you get a beautiful brown ring. In the brown ring, the compound present is pentayaqua, nitrosonium, iron 1 sulfate. Surprisingly, in this product complex, iron is in +1 state. Iron +1 state is very, very, very rare. Iron is generally +2 ferrous or +3 ferric. But in the brown ring complex, iron is +1. Have you understood it, sir? So I want you to see this actually. I wanted you to clearly see how it looks like. I have shown this test to other section sometime back.
A very good
Have
morning,
you seen
students.
this, sir?
In today's experimental class, we'll be detecting one of the anions,
A
which is
beautiful
commonly
test.
asked
I
in your
said
salt
the
analysis for class
is it
11th
not
and
beautiful?
12th.
Some
We're
dirty
detecting
dog
the
said the dog is
nitrate ion, and the procedure would be done by
See this
one
test.
of my students, Namita Jalan. She begins with her salt. Let's have a look at the salt first. The salt is
Carefully
not
observe, I
like
tell
a
you what are
face
the
powder.
mistakes this
You
girl
can
has
feel
done.
it in your fingers to check. It could be like sugar, could be like salt, but it definitely is not like face powder. So we ignore carbonate. It would never be a carbonate salt. We begin with this anion analysis. You will take the salt in a test tube. To it, you need to add dilute sulfuric acid. That's the first step of anions. Let's put dilute sulfuric acid to it. You will always be checking for the gas evolution in the experimental analysis for anions. While adding the reagent, check the gas evolution. No gas. There is not even a single bubble. Shows that there is absence of sulfite, sulfide, and carbonate. So all these are absent. You will again take a fresh sample of salt. In a separate test tube, she's taking another sample of the same salt. To this time, you need to add concentrated sulfuric acid. Be very careful while using concentrated sulfuric acid. It is very corrosive. So preferably use a dropper for it. Adding concentrated sulfuric acid, observe while you are adding the acid. And we can see no bubbles, no evolution of a gas during the addition. You can add a little more to confirm check whether there is any evolution of gas or not. These fumes are only of sulfuric acid, though there is no bubble formation in the test tube. Shows that there is no gas evolved. To move ahead, whether there is any gas, so which means there is neither chloride, bromide or iodide. Bromide would have given us a brown flame, iodide a violet fumes, whereas chloride would have given us white fumes. None of them is there, so we move ahead to check for nitrate. For nitrate, you need to use the burner and a piece of paper. She'll put on the burner now, and then she would be using a piece of paper. There's no magic in the piece of paper. The piece of paper is just the carbon provider, where carbon is acting as the reducing agent. You already have sulfuric acid in the medium. Sulfuric acid acts as a dehydrating agent, removes water from the piece of paper, giving you carbon available. Adding the piece of paper to it. She'll now be using test tube holder since it's to be heated. On heating the contents, we observe a brown gas evolve. You can see the brown movement of this brown vapors upward. That indicates it's a brown gas which is observed. Let's have a closer look to the test tube. You can see it has a clear brown gas. This indicates that it is a nitrate anion. Doing the confirmatory test for nitrate is called as the brown ring test, which now Namita would be performing. For the brown ring test, you require a fresh test tube. You can use OS to begin with. For the OS, she is again preparing salt plus water to give you the OS. This is her OS ready. Roughly around 1 to 2 ml of OS is good enough. To this OS, you will need to add around almost the same amount of freshly prepared ferrous sulfate. Mind you, freshly prepared because ferrous salts quickly transform into ferric by aerial oxidation. So you always require the ferrous sulfate to be fresh. Addition of ferrous sulfate, the two solutions are miscible. Now the solution has OS plus ferrous sulfate. Now is the catch. The final step of the brown ring test involves addition of sulfuric acid slowly, carefully, cautiously from the sides of the test tube to observe a brown ring. The brown ring would be towards the middle of the solution only if the amount of concentrated sulfuric acid is higher. So see to it that at least 1 ml of concentrated sulfuric acid is added through the sides of the test tube. That's how it's to be done. Touch the test tube with a dropper and keep pressing it in. This would cause sulfuric acid to move in. She would require a little more. This I don't think is around 1 ml. Another dropper full of sulfuric acid might be required without any movement. Because if you move, your brown ring would blend into the solution. Touch the test tube. Touch the test tube with the dropper. You can see there's a brown ring formation. Slowly make the test tube a little straight and now observe there is a ring below. The ring is away from the bottom of the test tube only if the acid content is higher. And she's added around
So
1
that's
ml.
your browning test, sir. Have you observed it? Hello.
Observed, sir.
Hello. So this type of test you are supposed to do in the laboratory. If they open the laboratory, it is likely that the colleges will be reopened soon because there will be no third wave. Just now, World Health Organization and the All India Institute of Medical Sciences have declared. So there is nothing to feel panic. Now we are looking at, these are the reactions of nitric acid with non-metals. You should practice all these reactions. I already pointed out the main use of nitric acid is to make ammonium nitrate. That is a fertilizer. It is also used to make so many explosives like trinitroglycerine and all. especially to remove stains from stainless steel. That is called pickling of stainless steel. To write your names on metals, that is called etching on metals. And also as a oxidizer in rocketry, nitric acid is used. These are the uses of it, and that's it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you need to look at the bond parameters of nitric acid. You should know that the NO bond, which is linking to hydrogen, is longer than the other two NO bonds. That's very important to notice. And there is a note on the various types of oxides of nitrogen. Sir, in N2O5, nitrogen is making only 4 bonds. Nitrogen will never make 5 bonds. Look at the structure of N2O5. Nitrogen can make maximum 4 bonds. Though its oxidation number is +5, it makes actually 4 bonds. Look at the structures of these different oxides of how to make N2O. Just add zinc over diluted nitric acid, you will get N2O. Or another method is heat ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3. It has a NN single bond and NO bond. Notice that the NN bond is actually not a triple bond. If you think it is a triple bond, then NO bond is a dative bond. In fact, it is a resonance hybrid. Look at this. N triple bond N, then NO bond must be dative bond. You should put an arrow on that. Or otherwise, it's like N double bond, laughing gas. Then you have nitric oxide. How to make nitric oxide? Copper on reaction with the diluted nitric acid gives NO. Or you can directly heat nitrogen and oxygen at 2000 degrees. It's thermodynamically stable only, you get NO gas. Notice that in NO gas, nitrogen has an odd electron, hence it is paramagnetic, colorless. When you are looking at N2O3, which is made by a combination of NO and NO2, which is having a sky blue color, N2O3 has a NN single bond and the oxygens are bonded as shown. Notice the nitrogen which is linked to 2 oxygens can have resonance. So the bond length is shorter than that of single bond but longer than that of double bond. Whereas the other nitrogen which is linked to double bond O, that bond length is shorter. You can see the bond parameters. Where there is only one O, bond length is 114. Where there are 2 O's, the bond length is 121. You should look at these bond parameters. Now, looking at the NO2, nitrogen dioxide is made by the reaction of non-metals over nitric acid. And even concentrated nitric acid reacts with the metals like zinc to give NO2. NO2 is known as mixed anhydride of nitric and nitrous acids, because if you dissolve NO2 in water, you get 2 different oxy acids. You should look at these structures of these NO2. NO2 is also having an odd electron. It is a reddish brown color gas. It easily becomes a dimer of N2O4 on cooling. NO2 can become N2O4 on cooling. N2O4 is colorless because it has no odd electron. Well, N2O5 is known as anhydride of nitric acid. N2O5, the NON bridge is there. The angle is roughly 112. And nitrogen in N2O5 makes maximum 4 bonds. It's a planar molecule. These are the oxides of nitrogen. These are the preparatory strategies. In brief, they give how they look like. So this, I think we are clear. Sir, you have any doubts in this pages, sir? Hello? Hello? Sir, these are the first few pages. You have any doubts, sir? If you have any doubt, you have to point out. Yeah. Please look at the page number 1. It talks about the P block elements. In P block elements, what is the specialty means? The second period P block elements, namely nitrogen, oxygen, carbon, they have the ability to make P5 bonds. Phosphorus can never make P5 bonds, but it makes D5 bonds. So saltpeters, a general table showing characters. data on electronic configuration, ionization enthalpies, electronegativities, how do they vary, physical properties, what are gases, metalloids, metals, chemical properties outline, table showing the properties of hydrates, how to make nitrogen. Nitrogen can be easily made from air or by heating ammonium nitrite or by heating barium azide or by burning ammonium dichromate. Barium azide gives clean nitrogen, pure nitrogen. Properties of nitrogen. And then you have ammonia, how to make from urea, from ammonium salts, from Haber process. Schematic diagram, ammonia molecule. Ammonia, what happens when dissolved in water? How ammonia can react with zinc ions, ferric ions, copper ions, AgCl. Then ammonia is a Lewis base because it donates lone pair. Different oxides of nitrogen, their structures, nitric acid. How to make nitric acid? Structure of nitric acid
Sir, what is
molecule.
covalency of nitrogen in N25, sir? N2O5.
What did you say, sir?
Covalency of nitrogen in N2O5.
I already said covalence means number of bonds made. Number of bonds made by nitrogen in N2O5 is just 4. Covalence means number of bonds.
Okay, sir. Only number of bonds, not electron.
Normally, only number of bonds. Normally, human beings' covalence is 1. You can marry one lady. But if you want, you can marry 2, 3. That's up to you. But how many bonds generally people make is called covalence. Right?
Okay.
Is it a good idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much money you are giving to your wife? That is all immaterial. Covalence means if you have one wife, that is 1. If you have 2 wives, that is 2. And what is your preferred covalency, sir? It is up to you. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So these are some reactions. Now we have to start with phosphorus. We said phosphorus is a solid non-metal of the family and it is there in our bones. Hitler used to extract bones from some people whom he disliked. And this phosphorus is available as a white phosphorus, yellow phosphorus, white phosphorus, both are same. Red phosphorus is obtained by heating white phosphorus under pressure at high temperature in an phosphorus for so many days, per week, 10 days. When the red phosphorus is heated further under high pressure, you will be getting black phosphorus. And red phosphorus is having somewhat brownish red color, I would say. It is colorless, odorless, poisonous. It is not really much poisonous as white phosphorus is. And red phosphorus is less reactive than white phosphorus because white phosphorus is having discrete P4 molecules with PPP angle 60 degrees. Red phosphorus is a polymeric substance. Angle is wider. Black phosphorus is having, of course, 2 forms, alpha black and beta black. Notice the black phosphorus is thermodynamically more stable because it is stable at high temperature. In air, you can heat and directly it can become gas, that is sublimes. Its structure is said to be monoclinic needle-like crystals or sometimes rhombohedral. The black phosphorus never oxidages in air. It is very stable. And now about phosphine PH3, a poisonous gas. You know, ammonia can be made by reacting nitrites with water. So PH3 can be made by reacting phosphites with water. In fact, tablets of calcium phosphide, aluminum phosphide are available in market. What for they are used? The calcium phosphide, aluminum phosphide are used to kill rodents in the fields. Because calcium phosphide, aluminum phosphide react with water in the nighttime moisture to give PH3. PH3 kills rats. You can also make PH3 by heating yellow phosphorus with NaOH. Notice, red phosphorus would not give this reaction. It is not given in the textbook what I am saying. Red phosphorus would not react with NaOH to give phosphine. Only white or yellow phosphorus would give. It is 1331 reaction. 1 P4, 3 NaOH, 3 water reacts, 3 give 3 moles of sodium hypophosphate plus 1 pH. 13,331 is the code I gave. Okay, sir? Sir, the pH3, very pure pH3 is not combustible. But if there are any impurities, pH3 will catch fire instantaneously. Normal impurity in pH3 is P2H4. If you want to remove the impurities of pH3, you have to pass it through HI. When you pass it through HI, pH3 become pH4I. And now you take out that pH4I and add NaOH or KOH. Immediately you get pure pH3. The properties of phosphine are similar to the properties of ammonia. But I would say that this is much more poisonous and it has much more irritating smell and it is very less stable. It really explodes if you add a drop of nitric acid. If you add small amount of chlorine or bromine. Notice ammonia is highly soluble because of the ability to make hydrogen bonding, whereas pH3 is least soluble because it is more covalent. When the phosphine reacts with copper sulfate, you will be getting back copper phosphate. Notice that ammonia is much more basic than pH3. As you are going down the group, basic strength of hydrides drop. In good olden days, when the ship used to meet with an accident, there were no mobile phones. So what you should do? They used to take dabbas which contain calcium carbide and calcium phosphide. They used to make holes to the dabba and throw in the ocean. When they threw holes, the calcium phosphide and calcium carbide react with water. They used to give acetylene vapor and phosphine. When phosphine and acetylene are formed together, they create fire. You will see circular fire rings floating in air. If from any place, if you see circular fire rings floating in air, people used to understand a ship is in danger. This type of signal is called Holmes signals. What they are called? Arrow. Holmes, H-O-L-M-E-S, Holmes signals.
Okay.
There is something called smoke screens in wars and all to create screens of smoke where enemy can't see you. They were using phosphine, but using chemicals in war is not
Justifiable.
yeah, because it causes so much danger. Unnecessary you are killing people and their children will be affected because it brings about unwanted mutations. It is unethical, I would say. I don't know, there is no law and order. People are very crazy, I tell you. Innocent people are always tortured by those who have energy. So, actually, I wanted to show two videos, one on home signals and one on home smoke screens, but today time is not there. Anyway, never mind. For tomorrow exam, the portion is up to the nitrogen oxides and up to phosphorus allotropes, I would say. Notice that from the halogen compounds, I will give 9 to 10 questions. And from the 15th group up to this point, you get remaining questions. If you read the NCERT thoroughly, and if you have basic ideas of what we are doing, I think you can do the test well.
So it's not saying halogens?
Halogen containing organic compounds, you get 9 to 10 questions. 15th group up to this point, you get 15 questions. Okay, sir? And by Monday, Tuesday, we complete this chapter, this 15th A group. And then we go to 16th group. There's a plan. So if we can make a comparative study, this chapter will be very easily finished. First we do 15th group in detail, then rest we go fast. Only 15th group we do line by line, line by line. Same things we try to compare in other groups. That is the idea. Okay, sir? So that's all. And any more doubts you have? You want to try some questions?
Yes, sir.
Chapter number 7, exemplar problems we see. Which of the following statement is wrong, sir? Single NN bond is stronger than single PP bond. PH3 cannot act as a ligand in the formation of coordination compounds. NO2 is paramagnetic in nature. Covalency of nitrogen in N2O4 is 0.205 is 4. Definitely statement 4 is right. Definitely statement 3 is right. And PH3 can act as a ligand in the formation of coordination compounds. It is possible, no, because phosphorus has a lone pair, right? Yes. What about the NN single bond and PP single bond, sir? Which is stronger, sir? NN single bond is weaker because nitrogen atoms are very small. When the NN single bond is there, lone pair of nitrogen have more repulsion than in big PP bond. This is true not only in 15th group, but also, 17th group. FF single bond is weaker than CL-CL single bond. NN single bond is weaker than PP single bond. The first element, single bond, will be always weaker than the second element, single bond. Even in oxygen sulfur family, O single bond is weaker than SCS single bond. But here normally nitrogen makes 3 bonds. The N triple bond N is much, much stronger. Only the comparison is for single bonds. So statement 1 is wrong. Can you answer this question, sir? 15? Hello?
One, sir. First option.
Obviously, right? Similarly, I think, did I share this book with you, sir? Hello? Did I share this book with you?
No, sir.
No? Should I share or can you download? If you can download, otherwise I do one thing. Yes, wait. Just wait. Similar book is also available in halogen compounds, sir. You have to download them and wait, just wait. I have forwarded you one link. Can you see that? Hello? Hello?
Did not get, sir.
I have sent you. I have sent in the group. Check up.
No, sir, we didn't get.
Which group,
I have
sir?
sent you one link.
Which group are you talking about?
Incoming seniors group, right?
Yes.
You did not receive? Mohammed
No,
Rais,
sir.
sir, this group. That's what I asked you to wait. SL40, right?
Sir,
Yes,
SL
sir. Incoming SL40.
SL40, man. Check
Yes,
whether
sir,
you
received.
received.
Yes, sir. Just now we got one
Okay.
PDF.
Just now.
sir got.
Wait, one more I will send. Oh, this is a different group, man. Just now you have sent me. We have how many groups, son? Wait. Just I want to send you one important link. Did you receive anything more?
Yes, sir. The Indian government.
Yeah. That has link to all NCERT books 2021 edition. If you want, you can download in Urdu medium also. It is available in Urdu medium also. Do you know that? Happy? I have sent you. Also, you should try to download that book, which is. Wait, I got it out. Yep. You can download in halogen containing compounds also similar book. Do you have that or should I send that?
We have, sir. We have.
You have that, right? So now let us do one thing. This is G Mains 2021 paper, sir. In 15th group, what question they ask? Let us see. If we can answer that question, I think our preparation is good. It is going in the right direction. Otherwise, we have to revise our preparation. I don't know what question they ask. Should we see, sir?
Yes, sir.
Just out of curiosity, it is G Main 2021 paper conducted on 26th February. First one, sir, what is this reaction, sir? Benzene diazonium chloride reacting with cuprous chloride and HCl. What is this reaction, sir? Hello.
Sandmeyer, first one.
Sir, Sandmeyer. What is the second reaction, sir? Benzene diazonium chloride reacting with copper and HCl. If you take copper, cuprous chloride, HCl, definitely Sandmeyer. If you are taking copper and HCl, what is that, sir?
Gatterman.
And reaction.
Gatterman. Gatterman reaction is bad when compared with Sandmeyer. Next. What is the third reaction, sir? C6H5Cl in sodium and dry ether. What is that reaction?
Reaction.
Fatigue.
That is fatigue reaction. Okay. Next, what is the D1, sir? When ethyl chloride reacts with sodium and dry ether. What is the name of that reaction?
Word's reaction.
Hello, who is
What's
this?
the reaction?
Hello, who is this? Regarding about? Sir, now I'm in a class, sir, actually. Will you please call me after some time, after 1 o'clock? Thank you. Yes, sir. Sir, benzene diazonium chloride, when heated with cuprous chloride, gives chlorobenzene, right? So all these things are there. Now looking at that question anyway, in organic, you are able to answer. Now I am interested to look at the inorganic. I don't know whether there is any question from 15th group in this. Arrange in order of increasing electron gain enthalpy of oxygen sulfur family. Oxygen sulfur family electron gain enthalpy is like sulfur is greater than, selenium is greater than, tellurium is greater than oxygen. In other words, oxygen is less than, tellurium is less than, selenium is less than sulfur. There is a strange order. We have not covered that family yet. 13th question about P block. It is about TLI3 is isomorphous with CSI3 and
किलो। पीडीएफ खोलो, मेरे का नहीं है कार्बोनेशन की पीडीएफ। मेरे पास भी है लेकिन अच्छा ठीक है, जान दो, मैं भी ऐसे कर दूँ, तुम्हारे पास पीडीएफ होंगी, समझा। ये अलजेब्रा, अलजेब्रा की है पीडीएफ। रुको मैं अभी आ रहा हूँ, ठीक है।